From the ancient histories of India, which date back more than 5,000 years, we learn of Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental pastimes in the holy city of Vrindavan. At the time, the ruthless tyrant Kamsa was desirous of conquering the world. When the malicious king heard that his sister's son would kill him, he was ready to behead her. But her husband Vasudev managed to pacify the sinful king and save her life. Devaki and her husband Vasudev, both great devotees of the Lord, wanted the Lord to be their son. To fulfill their pure desire, Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, appeared before them in his majestic four-armed form. Then, at his parents' request, the Lord appeared as an ordinary child. To protect his transcendental son Krishna from Kamsa's wrath, Vasudev carried the Lord across the river Yamuna to the home of Nanda Maharaj in the village of Vrindavan. Overjoyed at Krishna's presence, the village people held a great celebration. They never thought to themselves, Krishna is actually the Supreme Lord. He was their beautiful child, and all of them loved him without reservation. As Krishna grew up, Vrindavan saw many of his most extraordinary pastimes. Once, Kamsa sent a mystic whirlwind yogi to kidnap him. But Krishna choked the yogi and caused his death. Though he looked just like an ordinary child, the Supreme Lord could do anything. The cowherd boys knew nothing but Krishna. Each day, all of them would go to the forest with the cows and enjoy one another's company. Everyone in Vrindavan was pleased just by Krishna and Balaram's presence there. And to this day, the land of Vrindavan is Krishna's transcendental home. Pilgrims bathe in the sanctified waters of the Yamuna River, which borders Vrindavan on three sides. This branch of the Ganges is considered the holiest of all holy rivers because it once washed Krishna's transcendental body. Vrindavan consists of 64 square miles of flat, fertile land dotted with small villages. This is the area that Krishna and his cows and friends traverse daily. Through the ages, millions of Krishna's devotees have worshipped this sacred land. Vrindavan's oldest temple, Madan Mohan, was built in the 16th century. It overlooks the 6-mile path that encompasses the town.
very full.
Vrindavan is located 90 miles southeast of Delhi, and all its 30,000 residents are devotees of Krishna. In the bustling markets, merchants sell their goods. Farm fresh produce. Milk and grain sweets. Including hot jalebis made on the spot. Costly silks, saris, and shawls. And everything necessary to worship Krishna. Krishna's devotees feel his presence in Vrindavan, and for them, there is no place more sacred. Krishna is especially remembered in his temples, and no less than 5,000 temples decorate Vrindavan's streets and lanes. Within many of the temples, great artists have memorialized Krishna's pastimes through marble carvings and paintings. Here we see Krishna easily lifting Govardhan Hill and holding it up like a giant umbrella to protect the townspeople from a torrential rain. One new temple of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness attracts people from both India and abroad. Gradually, Vrindavan is becoming world famous, and this center welcomes people of all nationalities. Here one can learn the science of devotional service to Krishna. Modern accommodations are provided in the International Guest House. In the classic tradition, devotees worship Krishna and his elder brother Balaram. By his personal example, Krishna taught that the ideal life is a simple one. And in much of Vrindavan, life goes on this way. The people fulfill their needs not with complex technology, but with the land's natural gifts. By using the bull to produce grains and the cow to deliver milk, the people of Vrindavan live a natural and healthy life, absorbing their minds in the pastimes Krishna performed here 50 centuries ago. Each day, the cows wander to one of Vrindavan's 12 forests. Years ago, Krishna and his cowherd boyfriends would bring their cows to these same forests for peaceful grazing. Who would think that God spends his time in such a simple way? Krishna's activities 5,000 years ago were almost lost to memory until Lord Krishna himself returned to Vrindavan only 500 years ago, this time disguised as a great devotee, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Absorbed in ecstatic love, Lord Chaitanya wandered through Vrindavan's forests and recalled Krishna's pastimes. Everywhere he looked, he remembered Krishna. Lord Chaitanya spotted the Yamuna River. Many years before, Vasudeva had carried Krishna across this river to the home of Nanda Maharaj in Nandagram, and it was here that Krishna grew up. Lord Chaitanya also saw Gokul, where Mother Yashoda bound child Krishna to a grinding mortar after the Lord had stolen butter. And he saw Govardhan, the hill that supplied Krishna's cows with fresh water and soft grass. After taking his bath here at Govinda Kund, Lord Chaitanya danced ecstatically before the Krishna deity. Here at Chirgat, Krishna once teased the cowherd girls by climbing into a tree with their clothing. Lord Chaitanya worshipped this place as pilgrims do even today. Radha Kund, the most glorious of all holy places, was just a small pond until Lord Chaitanya rediscovered it. On these banks, Krishna danced with his eternal consort, Srimati Radharani. In the evenings beneath this tamarind tree, Lord Chaitanya felt Krishna's presence by quietly chanting his holy names. His footprints show where he sat and enjoyed the beauty of the Yamuna River. The holy sites in Vrindavan were re-established as places of worship in the 16th century by Lord Chaitanya's foremost disciples, the 6 Goswamis. In the courtyard of Radha Damodar Temple, the Goswamis sat together to study and discuss the science of Krishna consciousness. Their realizations filled volumes, and they established temples to house the deity of Krishna, the transcendental flute-playing cowherd boy of Vrindavan.
Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Sanataner Pran Dhanna hai Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jiv Goswami Pran Dhanna hai Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Radha.
When the founder of this temple, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, desired a deity to worship, Krishna manifested himself in his transcendental form known as Radha Raman, and today the Lord is still being worshipped with great pomp.
Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe.
For most of us, spiritual affairs occupy only a fraction of our time, if any. But devotees of the Lord try to detach themselves from material affairs and absorb their minds in spiritual life. And for those who are serious and sincere, Vrindavan is the ideal place. Thousands of pilgrims join the townspeople on festive holidays such as Govardhan Puja, when a feast like this one is offered to the Lord and then distributed. Rich or poor, everyone relishes this special food that has been offered to Krishna with love and devotion. There are many holidays throughout the year. This parade is held to celebrate the day when Krishna's eternal consort, Srimati Radharani, appeared. Devotees sometimes walk 32 miles to circumambulate the Vrindavan area. For them, Krishna is still in Vrindavan as his deity and his holy name.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
In Vrindavan, Krishna is the center of attention, and he is served by everyone. Whatever is done in Vrindavan is meant for Krishna's service.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Vrindavan is more than a place on the map. To fully appreciate it, takes an attitude of humble study and inquiry. A feeling of harmony with nature and the universe, and a spirit of love and devotion for Krishna. The transcendental exchange between Krishna and his devotee is tangible and real, but for non-devotees it remains a mystery. In ancient India's Vedic literatures, a great devotee prays, "I worship Krishna, the primeval Lord, whose figure of beauty is tinged with the hue of rain-filled clouds, and who always revels in pastimes of love. I worship Krishna, who lives eternally in Vrindavan, where all speech is song and all walking is dancing. Vrindavan, the supreme abode, is known only to a very few, but is within the reach of everyone."
রাধা শ্রীহরি অষ্ট সখী পরিজন তারাই অষ্ট দল পরি শ্রী রাধা শ্রীহরি